Which silver bullion coin is better for stacking? Is it the American Silver Eagle or the Canadian Silver Maple Leaf? Let's get into it. SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2024 Tree of Life silver coins. Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. If you want to learn more about investing in precious metals, or if you just want to watch awesome videos about gold and silver, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, today we are going head to head with the two most popular silver bullion coins in the world, and we are discussing which one is superior. Now, I made a video 5 years ago comparing these two coins, but since then a lot has changed. Now, in that previous video, I went through 9 different categories and put these coins up against each other to see which one was superior. Now, we are going to go through these same 9 categories and see which coin wins. First up, we're looking at size. It's the age-old question: does size matter? Well, when it comes to these coins, it does not. The American Silver Eagle is slightly wider than the Canadian Silver Maple Leaf. It has a larger diameter. However, the Silver Maple Leaf is a thicker coin. So they both contain 1 ounce of silver, no difference there. If you buy a monster box of these coins, you're going to get 500 coins either way, but they are packaged slightly differently. The American Silver Eagle has 20 coins in a tube, and a monster box will contain 25 tubes. The Canadian Silver Maple Leaf has 25 coins in a tube, and their monster box will contain 20 tubes. So either way, you're getting 500 coins. They're just packaged slightly differently. So when it comes to size, it is a wash. Neither coin is superior to the other. What about denomination? Now, the American Silver Eagle has a denomination of $1. This is actually what makes it a coin, because the United States of America is backing this coin for $1. The Canadian Silver Maple Leaf has a denomination of $5. And if we look at the current exchange rate, this is equal to $3.62 American. So I ask you, which is superior, $1 or $3.62? Well, the bottom line is you're never going to actually spend this as fiat currency because the silver value is so much greater than this. I mean, currently these coins are worth around $25 to $30. So why on earth would you spend it for a buck or just a few bucks? It's not going to happen, and the price of silver is never going to go low enough to where the face value is greater than the silver value. So the fact that the denomination is higher on the Maple Leaf, to me, means absolutely nothing. I think this is also a wash. However, I know some people will disagree with me, so because $5 is greater than $1, we're going to give it to the Maple Leaf. Now let's get into purity. The American Silver Eagle just says fine silver on it, but we know it is 3/9 fine silver, or if you want to break it down even further, these coins are 99.93% pure. The Canadian Silver Maple Leaf, you can see, is 4/9 fine, or 99.99% pure. So if you're just looking for a coin that has more pure silver, the Canadian Silver Maple Leaf is the winner. However, when it comes to investing in bullion, the industry standard is 3/9 fine. So anything beyond that is just extra. It's not necessary. It doesn't really add any value to these coins. So again, I would say as a stacker, this is a wash, but if you're just asking which is more pure, then yeah, the Maple Leaf is more pure, and I guess we're going to give them the win there as well. Now let's get into anti-counterfeiting technology. Which coin is better in this regard? Well, until 2021, the American Silver Eagle had no anti-counterfeiting technology whatsoever. But when they switched from the Type 1 Silver Eagle to the Type 2 Silver Eagle, which is the only one being produced today, they added one single anti-counterfeiting piece of technology. It is a small missing reed on the edge of these coins. Now, this small missing reed actually does two things. Number one, it makes the coin a little bit harder to counterfeit because when they're actually minting the fake version of these coins, they need to have a collar with a small part of the reed missing. So yes, this is slightly harder, but not too terribly hard for them to figure out. The part that's hard for them to figure out is where the missing reed is going to be on the coins which come out the next year. No one knows where the missing reed is going to be. Every single year they change the location. So this does offer some bit of advantage to the US Mint because no one can counterfeit future coins, but the coins that have already been released, everyone knows where that missing reed is, and they can counterfeit past coins. So is this a great feature? I suppose no, but it is better than nothing. On the flip side, the Canadian silver maple leafs have some of the best anti-counterfeiting technology in the world. They have these radial lines which come out from the center, and this is very hard for counterfeiters to duplicate. They also have a micro engraving on them. It's this tiny little maple leaf. Some people think of it as a privy, but this is also difficult for counterfeiters to reproduce. So when we look at anti-counterfeiting technology, the maple leaf definitely is superior in that regard. What about mintage and recognition? Well, if we look at all of the eagles ever produced by the US Mint and compare that to all of the maples ever produced by the Royal Canadian Mint, you would find that there have been far more eagles produced. There are simply more of these coins out there. However, until 2021, the eagle was the most produced coin, but things changed. If we look at it from a year-to-year basis, in 2021 and in 2022, there were more silver maple leafs produced than American silver eagles. So is the tide changing? Well, in 2023, once again, the US Mint took over as the top produced coin. So I would say overall, there's no question more eagles have been produced, but over the last few years, there's been a couple years where more maples were produced. So is the tide changing? Perhaps not, because last year, eagles once again were on top. So I would say as far as mintage is concerned, eagles are superior. But what about recognition? Well, most people who are into silver are going to recognize both the eagles and the maples. I don't think either one has an edge when it comes to recognition, although some people may argue because King Charles is on the maple, it's slightly more recognizable worldwide because many countries have King Charles on their coinage. But not looking at that as a factor, I would say the eagle does slightly edge out the maple when it comes to mintage and recognition. Now we get to quality, and wow, how the tide has turned. So the American silver eagle always had a superior quality to the Canadian silver maple leaf. However, since the US Mint moved from Type 1 eagles to Type 2 eagles, a lot of people have been complaining that the coins are coming out not perfectly centered or slightly scratched. So there are a few complaints on the side of the eagles. Now, the maples until 2018 had terrible milk spots. They were not desirable to look at. But the Royal Canadian Mint fixed this by adding the Mint Shield technology. So for the past 6 years or so, the maples have looked fine. I would say that if I had to pick between the eagle and the maple, I would probably prefer the maples at this point. So I'm going to give them the win on quality. Liquidity is something that all of us stackers need to consider when purchasing silver coins. Am I going to have a hard time offloading these coins in the future? Well, the reality is when it comes to the silver eagle and the silver maple leaf, virtually all coin shops in America are going to accept both coins. So it's not really an issue of liquidity if you live in America. But what about in other parts of the world? Well, as I mentioned before, King Charles is on the maple leaf, but there's no monarch on the silver eagles. So I suppose it is possible that the maples would be slightly more accepted in other countries around the world, although eagles very much are desired, and if you're going to a coin shop, I don't think they're going to turn you down. So in my opinion, liquidity is basically the same for both coins. If you live in America, certainly neither coin is superior to the other, but if you live in other parts of the world, maybe the maple is slightly superior, so I guess we'll give this one to the maple. Now, what about beauty? When you're stacking silver, you want to buy something that you like. Which do you like better, the silver eagle or the silver maple leaf? Let me know down below in the comments section, but I can tell you, to me, it's no contest. I'm not a huge fan of the Type 2 eagles because of the clipped wings on the sides. I do prefer the Type 1 eagles, but the maple leaf, I cannot stand looking at King Charles. So for me, I'm going to have to say the eagle wins this one. And finally, we get to price. Which one of these coins is more affordable? Now, when it comes to price, you need to look at not just the buy price, but the sell price as well. So what I like to do is come up with a spread. If I were to buy these coins today and sell them back later in the day, how much money would I lose per coin? And whichever one is less, well, that's the better buy. So if we look at this website here, this is a local coin shop in my area. They're selling the American Silver Eagles for $32.80, and they're buying them back for $29. So the spread on these coins would be $3.80. That's how much money you're going to lose if you buy them and sell them back that day. But the maple leafs, they're selling for $31 and buying them back for $27.60. So this is a spread of $3.40, which is lower than the eagles. So when it comes to price, not only does the maple leaf have a lower spread, but also these are simply more affordable to buy. So I think there's no question the maple leaf wins on price. So what are my final thoughts here? If you had to pick between American Silver Eagles and Canadian Silver Maple Leafs, which one is a better buy? Which coin is superior to the other? And right now, I'm saying the maple leafs are the winner. I think it's smarter to stack maple leafs than American Silver Eagles. In fact, the last 4 years I've ranked bullion coins, and all 4 years the maple has beat the eagle. So times have changed since I made my last video in which the eagles actually won. Now it certainly is better to be buying maple leafs, and I think that is going to be the case moving forward. But maybe in 5 years I'll have to do this video again. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Which coin is better? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.